left Peru and sailed to England alone. There he met the Browns and they took him home. Now a new life has begun. He's Windsor Garden's favorite son, 'cause he always does his best to help everyone. When a problem appears, he never misses a beat and always finds a way to land on his feet. Has his very own unique point of view. Looks at everything as if it's brand new. He is friendly and polite, and he tries to do things right, but he gets in sticky messes just the same. He's curious and speaks his mind, but trouble's never far behind. It's Paddington Bear, he's one of a kind.
I'm Paddington Bear. Dear Aunt Lucy, you'll never guess what I've been doing. Ballet dancing.
No, Paddington. Not like that. Like this.
Huh?
You need Grace.
But I don't know anyone called Grace.
Grace means to move with ease. Like the great Russian dancer Sergei Oblomov. You'll see him perform at our school concert. And you'll be able to meet all my friends. They've heard so much about you.
Girls, please. Mr. Oblomov will be here any moment, and I want everything to be perfect.
Yes, Miss Grimshaw.
And I want you to be on your best behaviour.
Yes, Miss Grimshaw. I can't wait to dance the Paddignton with Sergei. He's so dreamy.
I'm sure he's looking forward to it too, Monica. Now, girls, remember, no screaming.
Yes, Miss Grimshaw. Look at Susie and Paddington!
Girls, come back!
He feels lovely. It's like silky cream. Even nicer than your picture, Paddington. Come along, we've lots to catch up on.
I told Mrs. Beadle all about you, and she's laid on some special marmalade sandwiches in the tuck shop.
Mrs. Beadle's laid on some marmalade sandwiches.
Girls, come back! Girls!
I'm sure those girls were meant to swoon over him, not Paddington.
He's not going to like it if there's nobody here to greet him.
Oh dear. I have a feeling this is the maestro now.
Oh!
What is this? No fence!
Mr. Oblomov, they were here, but,
What she means to say, Mr. Oblomov, is that the girls were here, but they got a little sidetracked.
By what?
A bear, actually.
A bear? What bear? Who is this bear?
His name's Paddington, and,
Mr. Oblomov, I'm terribly sorry. The girls will be here to greet you at any moment.
I have never been so humiliated.
Are you enjoying the ballet so far?
It's all right, but I can't hear what they're saying.
You're not supposed to. You have to guess what's happening by the way they're dancing.
And it doesn't look as if much is happening.
What? Sergei isn't performing. Why?
apparently he's upset because no one was there to greet him when he arrived. And Monica is so devastated, she's locked herself in her room.
Oh, Paddington, it's all my fault. I should have introduced you to the girls after the show.
I knew if I didn't do something quickly, the show would be ruined.
What's going on, darling?
I smell trouble.
Speaking of trouble, where is Paddington?
He was here a moment ago. Oh, no.
Please, Sergei!
No, I will not go on.
He's only a bear.
Only a bear? It's a good thing Mrs. Bird didn't hear you say that.
You are that bear.
I'm very sorry about what happened earlier, Mr. Oblomov. The girls will be very disappointed if you don't dance.
Well, if you insist. I have changed my mind. I will not disappoint my fans. First, I will do my famous solo. Then the pas de deux. I trust everything is in order.
No, I mean, yes, I'm sure it will be. Paddington, you've got to stall Sergei while I coax Monica out of her room. Seeing?
I'm afraid so.
You! Again! And what is this?
Don't worry, Mr. Oblomov. It's only marmalade.
I cannot go on. For one thing, you have too much shortness. And for the second thing, your entrechat. They are not clean.
My entrechat are not clean? But I had a bath last night.
I do not mean they are dirty. I mean they should be clean, snappy, like so.
It's a bit difficult when you've only got paws, Mr. Oblomov. But I'll have a try.
Paddington, are you all right?
You were wonderful. Even Monica said so.
How did you manage those high jumps?
Cause and effect. We've removed the cause and he'll soon get over the effect.
So you see, Aunt Lucy, dancing with Mr. Oblomov wasn't so hard. All you need is one large open safety pin, and the sky's the limit.
There you go, Mr. Brown. All polished up and as good as new.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gruber. I can't think how it got so scratched.
When you remember all the thousands of miles we have traveled together, it is not so surprising. Besides, real leather needs feeding from time to time.
Perhaps it would like some marmalade.
I think not, Mr. Brown. Do you remember our first trip together? I was planning the opening chapter for my book, The World and Its Wonders. Camera, passport, traveler's checks.
Don't forget the map of France, Mr. Gruber.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Where would I be without you?
In Russia?
There is many a true word spoken in jest, Mr. Brown. I could do with someone like yourself to help me on my travels. Always willing to lend a paw. Perhaps it isn't such a fanciful idea after all. You could be my man Friday. Or perhaps I should say my bear Friday.
What about the rest of the week, Mr. Gruber?
If you will excuse me, Mr. Brown, I have a telephone call to make.
You want Paddington to go to France with you? To help you with your book? The one your millionaire customer is paying you to write? Excuse me a minute, Mr. Gruber. Henry!
I was delighted that you could accompany me on my trips to plan itineraries and do research.
Yes, and since we were going to France, Mr. Brown lent me his old beret, and Jonathan gave me that fake moustache. But planning an itinerary wasn't as easy as it sounded. I think I must have turned left at the end of Windsor Gardens by mistake.
Paddington, are you all right in there? I hope you haven't made a mess. I only tidied it up this morning. Paddington? Oh,
Excusez-moi.
I beg your pardon?
I didn't know you understood French, Mrs. Bird. You can borrow my book if you like.
Useful phrases for the traveller abroad. Well, you mind you don't give yourself a headache with all those new words.
I won't, Mrs. Bird. Au revoir.
Paddington may be ready for France, but are the French ready for Paddington?
Remember, Mr. Brown, I'm counting on you to take notes for future reference.
Note number 1. Remember to take notes.
Paddington, I think that must be your plane. Wow! Fancy flying in your own private jet. Mr. Gruber's benefactor certainly isn't cutting any corners.
I'll be interested to see how many times your passport gets stamped before you've completed your book, Mr. Gruber.
Oh, mercy me! Passports! What about Paddington?
Do bears need one?
I don't imagine Paddington's got a passport, knowing his circumstances.
Did you say there's someone travelling without a passport? Where is this individual?
What?
This definitely isn't on the itinerary. Someone's left their table tennis bats.
It's Paddington. What's he up to now?
So that is the gentleman in question. I shall need his full name and address.
Well, he isn't actually a gentleman. He's a bear. We called him Paddington after the train station.
You're telling me I'm dealing with a bear? What's more, one without a passport, travelling under an assumed name. This will all have to be fully investigated.
Put down those paddles!
But I was only practicing my table tennis shots. Then that aeroplane started coming towards me.
Now we can get it from the bear's mouth. Where are you from?
Well, it depends. You see, I live at number 32 Windsor Gardens, but I come from darkest Peru. I stowed away in a lifeboat and...
A stowaway? This is a serious matter. I shall have to ask you to come with me and have your credentials checked.
Have my credentials checked? But I felt all right at breakfast. That's a false moustache that Jonathan gave me. And that's my notebook. I'm supposed to write down everything I see.
Are you in the pay of some foreign power?
Oh, no. Mr. Gruber comes from Hungary, but I don't think he's paying me.
What's that?
It's a marmalade sandwich. I always keep one in case I have an emergency, and I think I've got one coming.
I wonder what else you've got hidden away. There's something very fishy about this suitcase. For a start, it's smaller on the inside than it should be.
That's because it's got a secret compartment.
Oh dear, Paddington can look very suspicious sometimes, especially if you don't know him.
Of course, I blame myself for not thinking about Paddington's circumstances before I suggested the trip.
If that bear is in trouble, they'll have me to deal with.
You don't think they'll send Paddington back to Peru, do you?
They wouldn't, would they?
They mustn't.
Over my dead body.
What would we do without him?
They can't.
Paddington, what happened?
Everything was cleared up when I showed them my passport.
You have
a passport?
Of course. My Aunt Lucy would never have let me travel all this way without one.
All's well that ends well, Mr. Brown. But why ever didn't you say so?
Nobody ever asked me, Mr. Gruber, except for the nice lady.
The nice lady?
I must say this marmalade sandwich is awfully good. You don't happen to have any more, do you? Hidden away?
No, but I have a jar of marmalade if you have some bread and butter.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Bears always land on their feet.
Mrs. Bird was right. And it's a good thing they do, Mr. Brown. In our many adventures since then, I've learned that with you as a travel companion, anything can happen.
And usually does. Aunt Lucy. Just imagine my excitement when I found the Browns and I had been invited to a fancy dress ball. Of course, to go to such an affair, one needs the right clothes. Oh, not to mention a good tailor.
Perfect. Don't move. Oh dear. This will be difficult. The gentleman's legs are a bit... Still, we've never been beaten yet. May I ask, is that your copy of Duncan Hyde's restaurant guide? Ah, to eat at an establishment he has rated worthy of 5 bowler hats. That would be heaven.
I'm treating my family to a lunch out today, so I asked Paddington to find us a good place to go.
If I may be so bold, there's a new restaurant just opened up underneath this shop. The food there is simply exquisite.
Ah, so you've tried it then?
Well, no, but the menu is a work of art.
Well, why not? Paddington, we'll meet you there when you're finished here.
Speaking of bowlers... An inspiration. I have a feeling this is the beginning of a great adventure in fashion.
Change the way you feel, just a different way. Try a brand new look and have some fun today. A gangster suit can look real slick, a wide-brimmed hat with silver toothpick. Groovy clothes can make you swing, snap your fingers and want to sing. Disco clothes make you feel alright, make you want to dance on Saturday night. Change the way you feel, just a different way. Try a brand new look and have some fun today. If you want to have some rhythm and soul, dress up like the king of rock and roll. Thank you very much. Plain and simple or stylish flair, it's hard to know just what to wear. Change the way you feel, just a different way. Try a brand new look and have some fun today.
The tailor wanted to deliver the suit, but I decided to wear it there and then. I couldn't wait to show the Browns my new outfit.
I don't understand it. We've been open for 2 weeks now and still no sign of a review in the newspaper from Duncan Hyde. If only we knew what he looked like. All we have to go on is his silly newspaper picture. How am I supposed to attract business if the most famous restaurant reviewer in London won't even step through my door? It's him! At last!
May I be of assistance, sir?
I noticed you're not in the book, but I was hoping I might be able to do some testing later on. I think some of your dishes might be worth a bowler.
Good afternoon, sir. May I say what an honor it is to have you here with us today? May I show you to our very best table?
This restaurant was seeming nicer by the minute, Aunt Lucy. I was sure Duncan Hyde would enjoy it.
Get this gentleman whatever he wants. He need only sign the bill.
You might like to try the chef's salad bombay, or the shish kebab flambé, the fruits de mer sauté, or perhaps the risotto batto.
Those all sound good.
Such dedication to duty. Start the gentleman on the salad bombay.
I had never seen such food before, Aunt Lucy. The first dish cleansed my palate, and the second warmed it up. I plunged into the third course with gusto. All in all, it was a magical experience.
Peking duck. Rack of lambs.
Goodness, look how much that bear's eaten. Do you think he's trying for some sort of world record?
Would Sir care for a digestif, cognac, armagnac, Cointreau, or perhaps a nice chilled dessert wine?
Do you have any hot cocoa?
I have a feeling you're trying to catch us out. Perhaps you would like to cast an eye over our selection of sweet temptations.
I'd rather eat them, but I really should save some room. I'm having lunch with the Browns.
Oh, how nice.
Look at how much he's eaten.
It must be some kind of publicity stunt to drum up customers.
Well, he's certainly making me feel hungry.
Goodness, what a popular place. I hope we can get a table.
I don't see Paddington. He must still be at the tailor's.
If you would just sign this, sir.
What's this? Do you mean to say you're not Duncan Hyde, the famous gourmet?
Duncan Hyde? My name's not Duncan Hyde. It's Paddington Brown from darkest Peru.
I saw it bear.
He ate huge amounts.
That waiter looks very...
A bear with hollow legs.
And no money.
Come on, everyone. I think we have some rescuing to do. Excuse us.
£300 for a meal.
About 10 meals by my reckoning.
£20 for a bombe surprise.
That's all part of the surprise.
Well, I've got one for you. I've only got 10 pence.
Does this young bear belong to you?
Well, actually,
Henry, how could you?
since you ask, I'm afraid he does. Belong to us, that is.
Yeah. Come now. No need to worry about mere money. Having that bear in here has brought me more customers than even the best review from Duncan Hyde. I owe you a vote of thanks, my young friend. Please sit, everyone. As friends of this bear, you are all welcome to lunch on the house.
Well, Paddington, why don't you order first?
I think perhaps I might just sit and watch if you don't mind, Mr. Brown. But I know what I'd like to do first. May I please borrow a pen?
Of course.
I'm afraid I can't award you any bowler hats. But here are 5 Peruvian ones instead.